guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is the much anticipated, much requested, much promised from me video all about the ordinary makeup. So we have a lot of foundations here, and believe it or not, this isn't very expensive. We also have a couple of primers that I'm going to kind of show you guys and also review because I obviously can't apply both of them to my face at the same time. That's not good science. But I have been using these guys for a couple of weeks now. The thing that's been holding this video up from kind of getting made is that when I initially ordered these, I ordered 4 and I got the different finishes. So I got the coverage foundation and the serum foundation, and then I got them each in different finishes. So one is kind of a regular, just like pigmented finish, and the other one has like gold in it, you know what I mean? Like kind of a glowier finish. I can't really tell the difference. But the problem is a 1.2Y, which I thought would be, I'm super yellow tone, this is like yaller. So they were a little too kind of off for me, almost kind of like going towards green, and you will see that in action. So I ended up ordering a couple more here to mix in and kind of counterbalance that, and these are both in 1.0N, very fair, and we're going to kind of see the difference on my skin, if that's helpful for you guys. A little bit of background on this company. It's a little confusing because the company that sells it is called the Abnormal Beauty Company, but the website that you go to order it, I mean, you can get it a lot of places, but if you actually go and order it straight from the company, it's called Deciem, D-E-C-I-E-M. So it's kind of like, I don't know, companyception, the word that you kind of have to dig down to get to the ordinary, but they have a few other product lines that are all like different skincare, different hair care, different body care, whatever, but we're just focusing on these today. The Ordinary does make a bunch of skincare, but we kind of talked about that before, how I feel like they're kind of selling them in an ingredient format, although I have gotten some feedback from you guys about some of the products that you really like from them. But unless you guys give me something that you think is going to actually, like, you know, translate on camera, then I'm probably just going to stick to the makeup for now, just because skincare is kind of hard to, like, interpret, and I know that I already found things that are, yes, more expensive, but also kind of reportedly more effective. So if there's anything groundbreaking, anything just earth-shattering, that's what I would call a singular sensation, because you could just buy one bottle and I don't have to like go all chemistry, let me know. So they do have quite a large shade selection, which is really nice. Their 3.3N looks pretty deep, like pretty darn deep. So that's kind of cool. I definitely don't think that they have as many deep tones with as many undertones as they do the paler tones, but then again, I'm having to mix 2 just to make my own skin tone, so I do feel like they skip a little bit, even though they have so many tones. I think that they kind of went the route of concentrating on like different finishes, because there are ones that kind of have like subtle hints of silver and subtle hints of gold, instead of just kind of doing like the full spectrum of skin tones. So, I mean, do with that what you will. It's a choice. I'm not sure it's the choice I would have made, but it's the choice they made, and they're the ones making the makeup, so that's the lay of the land. Sorry, they're $6.90 a piece, so, you know, around $7 for each of these. So, yeah, none of this was a huge investment, so it's not a big risk if you kind of order a shade or order 2 shades if you're not sure whether you're going to be kind of in between. They have a balanced pH of between 6 and 7.5, alcohol-free, oil-free, nut-free, vegan, gluten-free, soy-free, cruelty-free. I'm not really sure what their like angle is, other than the fact that they are just really beautiful, inexpensive products, but we're a humble and happy umbrella of good beauty brands. We're founded on the principle of doing everything others don't do, and we are changing the world of beauty based on this principle. We started trading in 2013. Now we own and operate more than 10 brands in the beauty world. Some of these brands have already become leaders in their focus categories, while some are still waiting impatiently to be born. We started with 1 product in 1 market. We now have a growing portfolio of more than 50 products in more than 15 markets. We have a very good team. It's growing. Most of us are doing what we have never done before and have become experts by doing. We're growing quickly, and incredible people from diverse backgrounds join us every month. So when you go to the founder page, it's just this big splash image of their founder, and it says, "The founder is screwed up!" Space exclamation point. Like, okay, tell me more. When we started, doubt was the only thing that was certain, and whilst everyone was doubtful, my personal doubt was perhaps the strongest. We knew we wanted to change all things in the world of beauty. Everyone's guidance was that you can't do 10 things at once, and so we did what was the right thing to do. We decided to do 10 things at once and called our craziness Deciem, coming from decima, the Latin word for 10 in a sequence. Ta-da! I've now learned there's merit in the advice of doing one thing at a time, but I also know that I and we could not be happier today. The wrong thing to do was the right thing for us. By focusing on many brands and many segments, our team is always alive and excited. None of our brands on their own could afford to have its own dedicated laboratory, production facility, creative team, distribution offices, and complex back-end systems, but combined together, they can each afford their timeshare of our incredible team and resources. I'm reading slowly because I don't have my glasses on, and so an illuminated screen with astigmatism is a challenge. So that's kind of the lay of the land of Deciem. I'm probably not saying that right, but essentially they are almost like a startup, I feel like. You know what I mean? Or they were kind of a startup. And so I can kind of appreciate that living here in Austin, just kind of the hustle around putting together a really good product and actually giving a crap about it. So let's go ahead and get to applying this makeup, shall we? The first things that we have here are the primers, and there are two. There is the High Adherence Silicone Primer. It says High Adherence Blurring and Surface Smoother and Primer. And this is the High Spreadability Fluid Primer, Spreadability Enhancing Lightweight Surface Smoother and Primer. So I tried this one first because I was like, adherence. Yes, absolutely. No, don't use this. This is awful. Like, everything here was pretty good. And this, okay, I used this on Thursday morning. Correct me if I'm wrong, maybe I was using the wrong amount or something like that, but I just kind of like put a normal size amount, rubbed it on my face, did my makeup. You guys, before I got done like getting ready, I just like noticed that nothing was drying down. Like every time I touched my face, I got makeup on my hand. It was like, because I put this on here, my skin stayed wet. And so when I put powder on, it just moved everything around. It was awful. I thought I was gonna be so early to work on Thursday. I ended up being on time, erring on the side of late for me, because I actually took a towel after getting done with all of my makeup, getting dressed, ready and everything, and I had to take a towel and just wipe all my makeup off and just go in with a powder foundation for the sake of time, because this absolutely tried to screw my whole day. Like, it was so gross. It looked like my makeup had like curdled underneath the powder. It was breaking up in every line, and I looked at myself in the mirror, I was like, I can't do my whole day like this. There's no way. So don't. Like, don't. This is the High Adherence Silicone Primer. Like, I don't get it. It doesn't communicate with anything else, and it made my powder ball up on my skin and look disgusting. So I will never ever use this again. It is gross. However, this guy is beautiful. This is the High Spreadability Fluid Primer. That's right. You guys wanted me to hold these up to the camera. There we go. Da-da-da-dum. I have to keep them right here because I don't have autofocus on because I don't want my lens to hunt. So we're gonna put a little bit of this on. This does have what, like a dimethicone kind of thing to it. I'm not really sure, but it is gorgeous the way that it kind of blurs everything and then settles into the skin really nicely, dries down, slightly mattifying. This one was the hot ticket. Oh, it's so nice feeling. It's got a really nice kind of like dry feeling to it, the dry serum kind of feeling to it, like just a mattifying, lightweight primer. It makes my skin look so pretty and blurred. Oh, I love it. I love it. Also, this guy right here, I have been astounded by this one product that I have been trying to, like, it's kind of a holistic solution to all of my acne and whatever. I'm going to be talking about that on Friday because it is a freaking game changer. This thing was horrendous and now it's like almost gone, and it's because of one product. So look forward to that on Friday. I'll be sharing that. So, all right, let's actually go in with the makeup here. I want to show you guys something. So we're going to do the coverage foundation. Even though I actually prefer the serum foundation, they're both really beautiful. I'm going to be doing the coverage foundation just so that you guys can see on camera. It's just a little bit more pigmented and a little bit, more coverage. So it'll just translate better if you guys kind of want to see how they work. But these are super, super similar. One just happens to be lighter weight. They have the same finish, a really nice kind of like natural to dewy finish, and then they can both be powdered down really easily. So this is the 1.2Y. I thought that this was going to be my holy grail color. You know what I mean? They actually have one that's got like gold highlights in it too. And I thought that they were just going to be my skin tone in a bottle because I'm so yellow undertoned that like if I try and use like a porcelain or something like that most of the time in one of these lines that has like really, really fair shades in it, then it will kind of look gray or like pink on me and like everything turns pink on me. And so I thought that kind of like going yellow was gonna be good. Let me show you guys what it looks like. No. She's so yellow. Like, it's not good. So, I can't really use these. I'm probably gonna like, I have my really good friend is coming over tonight and she's Brazilian and so she's got this gorgeous kind of like olive complexion and I'm gonna be like, take all my foundations because these are just like not meant for my skin tone. And you can see as it sits on my skin and kind of like settles in, it's just getting yellower and yellower and almost kind of green. So I'm gonna get rid of this guy. We're gonna go in with the Coverage Foundation 1.0 and the reason that I didn't go for the highlight version of this is because it highlights in silver. So I actually don't notice the highlights in any of these, but when I was ordering them, I was like scared that I was just gonna end up with like kind of glowy silver skin, which isn't that crazy. I just thought that that sounded a little too cool toned for me. So we're just gonna go in with this really nice neutral. This is their lightest shade, so beware, if you are lighter than I am, this is the lightest one that they do. So that is a very kind of like sheer coating of the Coverage Foundation, and you can see it's got a nice amount of coverage to it. That looks insane. It's going to oxidize a little bit, so just bear with me. And you guys know me, I don't like to wear a lot of makeup, and so I'm not probably using as thick of a coat of this as a lot of people probably could. If you're more comfortable with more coverage and you're okay with that feeling of it on your face, which I'm just really sensitive to, then you could probably get more coverage out of this. Like it wouldn't be an overload of makeup, and you're not obligated to feel like you haven't. It's not like as soon as you put this on your skin, it feels really heavy. I'm actually very impressed with the coverage for how lightweight it feels. And this primer really does make a difference. I found that because it has a little bit of that like blurring quality to it, it fills my lines in just a little bit and kind of plumps everything. So you don't end up with it settling as hard into your lines. I don't have any like Botox or fillers or anything. And so I find that no matter what, stuff's gonna settle in just a little bit. You know what I mean? Especially right here in my 11s, I have a very expressive face. And so it just is what it is. So I'll just kind of catch myself in the mirror every once in a while and just kind of take like a nice clean finger and just kind of like, you know, pat things in so that they're not just like creasing all over the place. But I find it to just be the way it is. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna go and get my face all frozen. Not yet. I mean, don't quote me on that, but trying to hold out as long as I can. All right, let's do a little bit of concealer just so you guys can see how it all comes together, and then I'll powder, and then like I'll cut away and come back with my makeup done. You know what I mean? You don't need to really see the whole get ready with me just for a foundation. Yeah, I'm actually gonna go with God damn it, I did it again. I'm gonna go with this shirt. I'm gonna go with the Tarte Shape Tape just because this is already such a light color on my skin that I do want the little bit of contrast, and I don't want to be contrast in the wrong direction because the other concealer that I've been using is so close to my actual skin tone that I think it might be darker than this foundation. Everybody together now, zoobly zoo face! Does anybody else watch Desi Perkins? Like, I love her, and I watch her occasionally because I think that she is really, really great at doing makeup, but every time I'm doing my beauty blending and I think about like, okay, well, I need to make sure that I do it really, really gently, I always hear her in my head going, make sure that you pounce really softly. Pounce, like put this against your skin. She calls that pouncing. Like, girl, you don't get to just repurpose a word. That's not what that means, and it really bothers me. I don't know. Grammar police over here. Look at how those two communicate with each other. They're in love. They're like, yes, my long lost foundation concealer buddy. They are just like happy companions. They just want to live together. So we're going to go ahead and powder this really quickly so nothing creases. Even though it always does anyway, because I just don't care enough. I have a brand new thing of Wowder, and it is just so great. I love it. Yeah, the first day that I wore this, it's actually the picture of me on my Instagram where I said, you know, shout out to everybody in the arena. Just get out there and kick ass, basically. Hope you guys like my motivational posts. But yeah, it was because I was sitting in traffic on the way to work and I caught myself in my car mirror, and y'all know how punishing a car mirror can be, okay? Like, that is the ultimate test. You're like, oh cool, I didn't know I had a mustache. So I looked in my car mirror and this foundation looked incredible, and I was like, okay. Like, even if it ends up breaking up on me over the course of the day, like, okay, she pretty. So I'm not gonna do a full day wear test on this because I've already done that so many times. The thing that I will tell you is that this basically does what any of these kind of dewy foundations does, and that is that, yes, if you're not going around with a velour puff and a little bit of setting powder over the course of the day and just kind of watching it, it's gonna break up on you a little bit. Like I said, it's gonna settle into lines a little bit. It's going to stay dewy, and I feel like, to me, that's kind of the compromise of wearing a foundation that looks a little bit more like skin versus something that is just really, really like shrink wrap to your face. To me, it's worth it to just kind of like, every time I like go to the bathroom or something, which is every 10 minutes in my life, to just make sure that things look okay. It's not like exaggerating anything, it just will kind of tend to, you know, start to fall apart over the course of the day. It's not like a 24-hour long wear foundation or anything. But it also is great because it is super lightweight and it doesn't clog my pores. So I haven't found that it broke me out or anything like that. I've been wearing it for a couple of weeks now, various shades of it. But I do just really dig the finish, and the whole thing is like, oh, okay, well, you know, how high should your expectations be for a product like this? You're like, oh, well, you know, did you really find the holy grail of foundations if it breaks up on you over the course of the day? And then you're like, oh, wait, it's $6.90. It's cheaper than anything you get at the freaking drugstore. You know what I mean? And it's made with like all cruelty-free natural ingredients and all that stuff. So I kind of think that, like, the value is there, you know what I mean? Like, there's really not a lot to, like, it kind of sells itself. Okay, so now you can see just sort of the nice finish that it puts on my skin. I'm going to go off camera now and actually film another insert for a different video that you'll see probably Monday, so time travel. But when you see me again here in a second, I will have my whole face on, so BRB! Okay guys, I've got my full face on, including these amazing, gorgeous freaking eyeshadows that Glossier just put out. So if you have not seen that video, go watch that video. It came out earlier this week, so go check that out. But this is what the coverage foundation looks like when it's all done, and it is really, really beautiful. So final thoughts on all of these. One, err on the side of a little bit cooler and a little bit lighter for your skin tone. These do kind of err on the side of oxidizing just a teeny bit, and they also are a little bit yellower than they say that they are. So I use a neutral when normally I would choose a golden warm. Also, there is the difference between the coverage and the serum. The serum is just going to be lighter coverage. I think that it's just an easier to wear formula all day long, and it just takes a little bit less powder to powder it all the way down, but I don't think that they're that dissimilar. They're not crazy, totally different formulas. One just happens to be liquidier. You could probably see your freckles and things like that through it. It's going to be an easier thing to wear kind of on the day-to-day versus the coverage foundation, which is going to give you a little bit more of like a high-res look, I guess. So that's what I'm wearing right now, and I do find that it is really, really pretty, but it's touch and go until you hit it with spray because it is a little bit heavier. It is a little bit wetter. And so when you put powder on it and everything like that, you do have to powder it quite a bit to get it to start cooperating with putting powder products on top of it. And I do find that like everything looks a little crazy until I hit it with some finishing spray. If you guys care, this is the one that I use, the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water. Everybody uses all-nighter, and I never see anyone using this product. This is like magic in a bottle. I think it's a little more expensive than some of them out there, and so people don't really go for it as often. But I mean, I've used this, I've used all-nighter, I've used MAC Fix Plus, and Fix Plus is beautiful, but it doesn't really set your makeup that well. Like, I don't feel like it's really, really pretty, but it doesn't hold like this holds. This is probably my like 18th bottle of this. Like, I'm obsessed with it. It just absolutely makes you look like you are way better at applying makeup than you actually are. It's putting like a blur filter on everything as soon as you finish with it, which is weird because it's called primer water. I don't use it as primer. I just use it as a finishing spray. All that said, the primers, yes, no. Like the wetness that I'm talking about that's kind of hard to get to settle down with powder, this is going to make it difficult to impossible. Like, this makes your makeup curdle. That is all I can really describe it as. I don't understand it. I might not have been using the right amount, but this has the potential to ruin your entire face of makeup and make you have to start over. So this is the high adherence silicone primer. Do not buy this. 0 out of 10 would recommend. 10 out of 10 on this high spreadability fluid primer. I don't know why they call it high spreadability. That is such a freaking weird word because I don't really care about spreadability. Like, these are all spreadable. You know what I mean? I've never met a makeup that's not spreadable. Like, I don't need something to increase spreadability. That doesn't make any sense. But this does blur. It is a little bit mattifying, and it does make your makeup just go on and stay on a lot better and a lot longer. So this will probably start to break up in the next like 6 hours. You know what I mean? This is not an event level makeup. This is not a foundation that you put on that's like a Estee Lauder double wear or a like any kind of like 24-hour level of like full coverage. It's an everyday full coverage foundation. And so I really do. I wear it whenever I kind of feel like it. It really just matters sort of like how much makeup I want to wear that day. But are they beautiful? Yeah, they're really, really beautiful. Are they worth $6.90? Absolutely. And if you're unsure which color that you are, I'm pretty sure they do, you know, perfectly fine returns. They ship in about a week. But if you're not sure which shade you are, order two. I mean, you're talking about a big $14 there, and I think they ship for free, actually. So free shipping happens at $25, which is just not that crazy. So, I mean, if you don't want to order $25 worth of stuff, you will pay $5 shipping, but if you only want to order one thing like that, just go to Sephora. The only advantage ordering directly from the company is that they usually have all of the shades on hand. A lot of these resellers and the regular makeup stores and stuff like that, they just won't have all the shades because these things, you know, are in high demand and they sell out really fast. Even there's like a warning on here that says like they're experiencing a really high volume, so there's like a delay, but these still ship to me within a week, so it's not that bad of a delay. So yeah, I will put a link to all of this down below if you want to check it out. I am just really, really pleased with these. I'm glad that there's nothing like crazy. You know what I mean? Like no weird red flags about any of it, because I really want to believe in a company that has this kind of like, you know, startup kind of nimble energy about them where they're just kind of like, look, hey guys, we're going to make the best product we possibly can for the best price that we possibly can. We're going to try and be as ethical about it as we possibly can. And like, we're going to break it till we make it. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of how I function in life too. And so I like their whole company philosophy. They're very not aloof. They're very accessible, and I really appreciate that about them. It's just easier for me to get behind a company when they are very unpretentious like that. So I really, really like the company overall. Really, really like the products. I might try some skincare. Again, let me know, guys, if there's anything that just like changed your life. I did have one commenter on my last video about this, like talk about like, you know, how their marula oil is really great. So maybe I'll try that. Not sure. Yeah, guys, if you enjoyed this, give this video a thumbs up. If you want to keep hanging out with me on this channel, hit the button down below and subscribe. I would love it if you did. I hope you guys are having a fantastic week. Thank you so much for watching. Also, I will link my giveaway down below, or the video to the giveaway, so that you guys can go and see everything that's in the prize package. But I'm doing a giveaway for 2,500 subscribers because you guys are incredible. And thank you so much for watching. I love you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.